Every day across America, across Louisiana, a tragic life of physical and emotional suffering begins.
So I opened the door for him, and he came in, and he had like 3 guys behind him, and to get to the juicy stuff, he kidnapped me. He took me, and I woke up in the trunk a couple times, and I got took into a house where I was to be trafficked against my will.
Right now, we have such a large issue throughout our state with human trafficking. According to the national data, between Houston, Texas, and New Orleans, Louisiana, that is the worst corridor in the United States for human trafficking.
It just was horrific. I mean, afterwards, he kind of decided that he wanted to burn me, so he did some burning to me. Like, he would put like a hot lighter to my flesh, and he would burn my ankles sometimes. And from there, I tried to escape, and he choked me out a couple of times, and he beat me with a pistol one day.
Most people in Louisiana think this is somewhere else. It's not in my backyard, but it is in our backyard. It's right here. It's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where I come from that area. It's in our backyard. So it's not someone else's problem. It's our problem.
Prior to 8 years ago, we looked at them. I think we worked 3 cases that somehow touched on human trafficking. We've made that a priority, and we've just topped over 550 cases right here in Louisiana.
One night, I got robbed in a hotel room at gunpoint and cut on my neck and left for dead, basically.
The estimate is the average age of entry is 13 years of age into sex trafficking. So that being an average, that means that there are children much younger than that getting trafficked for sexual purposes. Of course, there are children who are older, but the bottom line is they are still children, and the damage that happens to a child who is repeatedly raped, because that's essentially what's going on here, is highly traumatic considering they are young, and that's when we're still developing our emotions, our intellectual development and such. So yes, 13.
But they're coming from all over. Right here in Baton Rouge, right here in New Orleans, and Alexandria, and Lafayette, and Lake Charles, and Shreveport, and Monroe, and all points in between.
Me and my sister got in the car with him. He took us to this room, and it was just a house, like a room full of kids. He told me I could stay with him and that he would take care of me. But in order for me to stay with him, I had to, do as he said, because he knew what was best for me. I was 8 years old.
All these children have someone who's selling them. These children may get sold for $200 an hour, of which they get $20. And so this is big business. Human beings are big business. How sad does that sound to even say it? But these children are being sold.
They've lost an opportunity to just feel the wonder of life and to be a child. They've lost their childhood and their sense of who they are in the world. And they've lost the potential, unless they're rescued, to regain a perspective of what they could be in the world and how they could change the world. They've lost hope. It's total despair.
What do you think's left? What do you think's left in these children? We want to make them humans again. We want to make them whole again. We want to restore their soul. We want them to feel like they're worth something. And that's a great challenge. And I know it's a great challenge, but no one else is taking it.
We can meet the challenge. We can help change the lives of these young people. We have the opportunity to do something, and that opportunity has a name.
Metanoia. It's a Greek word. It comes from St. Paul's writing, which means a change of heart.
Metanoia will be a refuge for adolescent girls who have been rescued from traffickers in every part of Louisiana.
Metanoia has an incredible opportunity to help under the age of 18. I'm not aware of any other centers in the state and not many in the country that help them at that tender age when we can make the most difference. And I believe Metanoia does have that potential because it's based on healing the dignity, healing the person inside.
To be able to take these kids in a loving environment where someone will just be a role model, will be a parent, will be a guardian, will be a teacher. Someone that's going to wrap them up in their arms and say, you know what, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you the value of life like you've never seen it before. To understand it's not about money. It's not about material things. It's about the giving of the heart. For someone in your deepest, darkest moment can sit there and go, you know what, there is somebody here that wants to help me.
By having this facility home where these young adolescents can go and learn to trust people again, learn that not all people are going to hurt them, and try to figure out what they can do as they continue to grow and become adults, that is extremely significant and important.
There's a concept, but we have to build it. We have to build it from the ground up, and we have to do it right. If we're going to be successful, this facility has got to create safety, security, independence, and community. And so we need money to build this. But our master plan is $2.5 million.
God's going to help guide us in this, and we feel strongly that the public will come forward, the private donors, people who have the financial means to contribute to this will come forward and help us get this thing built.
Our society is judged by how we treat the weakest and the most vulnerable. And this is an opportunity for us to improve our society, to make a difference in the world.
You can make a difference. You can help with your financial support. Your contribution, no matter the amount, can help Metanoia happen.